All right, there we go. Welcome everyone on TikTok. Hope you're doing. Go ahead and start posting your questions. Welcome everyone on YouTube. Welcome Instagram, welcome Facebook, wherever we are. You guys can go ahead and start posting your questions now. This is my bi-weekly Ask Ivy show. I am back, a couple weeks off because it's my in season and things were super hectic and crazy. So we are back this week with Ask Ivy. Next week, we're back on Tuesdays at 8 a.m. Eastern with the weekly, bi-weekly free mini. And I'll talk about that a little bit later before we go. All right, good. Looks like we've got Yolanda, Vanessa. Good to see you guys. Looks like TikTok is getting rolling. Joanne, good to. All right, now you guys could start posting your questions if you haven't already started to do. To be about anything paranormal, spiritual development, lost objects, love. If you have questions about your money, your career, relocate, travel, if you have a deceased loved one or pet that you want to hear from, anything good, nothing is out of bounds. Go ahead and start posting. All right, a couple quick announcements while we log in. Whatever we have here, I'm going to go with. All right, very good. If you guys want to get on the mailing list, out different activities that we have going on here at the 1882 Victorian Funeral Home. For myself, Ivy Rivera, Psychic Medium, or for the Academy, the Ivy League Psychic Academy, RevIvyRivera@yahoo.com to get on that mailing list. Also, Symbology book. I am pounding out the last few chapters as we see. It has been a long journey. I am so excited to get this book published once and for all. If you early bird waitlist for my Symbology, Ivy Rivera at yahoo.com, and just say on the early bird list for the book. Super exciting. Also, the Psychic Mediumship for the winter semester registration is now open due to the recession. I up a weekly payment system. I know a lot of people are doing hand to mouth right now, or we're just the best that we can. Spirit provides. If it's where you're supposed to be, you can count on that. But I don't want anybody feeling pressured to be there or make big lump sum payments. So we've narrowed it way down so you could pay. Psychic Mediumship course starts January 23rd. Okay. If you're not ready to register yet, you're not sure, you can check it out at psychicmediumshipcourse.com, or you can get on the early bird wait list. You can psychicmediumshipcourse.com to get some information. We are running a raffle. You can win the course, a $2,100 value, one free. Get your raffle tickets now up on the website, Ivy Rivera, psychicmedium.com. I believe it's like one ticket for $5, and I think for $20 you get like 6 tickets or something. Super awesome. And we are doing the drawing the day before class starts, so that'll be January 26th. All right. We also have coming up Master. We are in week 4, I believe. So for those of you who've been asked, quite a few years, people have been asking me, put together a masterclass, I've only come for the certified students through my academy at this point, and I would only do it every few years. So I put together a full master class, and it's open to the general. Jump in for that. We are going into, I believe it's week 4. So this, let's see, just jumped off my screen. So let's see if I actually know. You guys can go ahead and register at ivyleaguepsychicacademy.com for it. And thank you very much. It's back up here. Hold on. Oh, okay. You can also MEDIUMSHIPCourse.com to register for the masterclass. And I did want to explain that we now have every week. I previously did. Yes, you missed it. You can't deliver in person anymore, but it's on video download. Okay, so you can also go back. All right, coming up, our monthly walk-in night psychic fair, 100 online, virtual, from the comfort of your own home. For $15, you get 2 readings, 2 healings, a reading and a healing. You can match. Our monthly virtual psychic fairs showcase students from the Ivy League Psychic Academy, and we have all kinds of things being offered, this kind of stuff. So check it out. Again, you can go to the website, which is posted above. You're tuning in to get your tickets. We also have coming up the Haunted Sleepover Experience. If you guys have not checked it out, you want to sleep here at my 1882 Victorian Funeral Home. And I open up the 2 lower levels of the house for you and up to 20 of your family and friends to come and stay the night. It has certainly been interesting for has done it so far. So go ahead, book your party again on the website. All right. Self-guided historical tours of the property. The monthly ghost hunts are going to be December 16th. So this is a pre-booking. Are going to want to, because we keep it limited. I don't want the ghost hunts to be too big or it ruins it. Okay. Space, go ahead and get your tickets now on the website. The historical tours are a little bit more loosey-goosey, but you may want to go ahead and get your tickets in advance for that also. All right. We also have bringing spirit back to the streets. I start, is it in 2 weeks? I will be in Florida, Naples, and the areas. If you want to book a gig with me while I am touring through the state, that's November 20th to the 30th. You're going to go to Rivera@yahoo.com, drop an email saying, I want to book her. What else do we have going on? Are we done? All right. One or two more things. Again, if you guys haven't already started posting your questions, do love, money, travel, deceased loved ones or pets you want to speak to, parental development, lost objects, whatever it is, anything goes. Start posting your questions. Sundays. Okay. I'm taking walk-ins from 1 to 4. No, I'm sorry. That should be 4 to 7. Okay. So that's 4 to 7, November 13th. And that is this upcoming Sunday. I think we are good. Oh, I know what it is. I need to bring in different students for a filming project I'm working on. All right. So if you see me posting action, I am looking to do interviews. If you're interested in coming, staying to Victorian Funeral Home as a retreat, it's like a psychic boot camp for 4 days. We'll be filming you and to reach out to us if you're interested in getting an interview. We are looking to film in December. All right, very cool. And that will be for a TV show pitch. All right, awesome. Let's go ahead and get started. So welcome everyone. I'm Ivy Rivera. I'm a psychic medium, a Taino Arawaka. I know Ivy League Psychic Academy, where I train people internationally in everything from psychic mediumship development, numerology, Reiki. We train children as well as adults. So we classes, go to ivyleaguepsychicacademy.com to book a reading or a party with me, Sarah, psychicmedium.com. And we are doing our bi-weekly show. Yes, I have been gone the last 2 weeks, catching up with some work, and I'm excited to be back. So we're going to be taking your questions. You do need to include of anyone that you're referring to. And we will go ahead and get to as many. Donations are appreciated. Could everyone please give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment, and subscribe? It helps my channel out a lot. Go ahead and get moving. Who's the first one? We have from Vanessa. A spell put on me when I was a kid from a family member. If so, is it still active? No, I don't think that's what it was. I do feel there are some that are generational curses, which I don't actually believe in, but I do believe in psychology and habitual problems being handed down from generation to generation. Usually hits someone, typically the light worker of the family, and that's the person who breaks the chain, person who sets the boundaries. That's the one who ends the toxic cycle once and for all. This is what you're called to do. So don't believe that anyone can put a curse, all kinds of negative energy. All you need to do is visualize that you returning it to sender, and that is enough to keep you safe. But I do think that you were surrounded by some very timely members. Yes, I will grant that for sure. All right, what's our next one? We have one coming in from Atasha. Am I going in my new career? Any business opportunities in the near future? So when I'm looking at your new work, I feel you being for a while, approximately a year to a year and 7 months, trying to cultivate things. It's all or we're tilling the soil. You know, you're trying to get the soil ready to plant the seeds for a crop, but you don't know. You don't know how the weather's going to go. You don't know whether the best. You don't know whether or not you're really going to be able, you know, to produce something that you can eat on or that you can use as leverage or networking for something bigger. You just don't. And so there is this sense right now of needing to stay focused, not on the payout, but instead detaching from outcome and being part of the process in a mindful way. Understanding that as you're cultivating, as you're living of service, as you're doing what you're, because this is in alignment with your life contract. You are called to do this. You need in the here and now and allow during those times for direction, the messages, the feedback to come to you so that you can utilize it. When we go too far logical, we tune all that out. And that's where the good stuff is. That's what we actually need to be able to result that we want. I do see two fairly large business opportunities coming into you within the 6 months. The first one of the two coming from someone you already know, from online, something like a social media platform opportunity. Good luck. Another question coming in here from a Christina B. Hi, I recently had a lot going on. Is there anything spirit suggests to me because I'm feeling okay? So you're feeling off. Is there anything spirit has to suggest? You know, connecting with yourself is the smartest thing that you could do at this time. And it's I like the way, you know, spirit is saying that, because often we hear, oh, our crystals, or oh, we need to get a reading, or oh, we need a Reiki session, or we need to connect to spirit more and more and more and more. It's too much. Okay, we need to sometimes grounded in ourselves, and we just need to give some self-love and self-care and attention. I feel like this is a time for you to be playful. I feel like this is a time for you to ask yourself, what is it that I need today? You want a brownie? Eat the brownie. You want to go to the beach? Go down to the beach. An hour to get a coffee and sit and hug a tree? Hug a tree. Stop asking or not you've earned it, okay, if it's the right time, or putting it off, you know, for later. This is the rainy day. It is time for you to do, and the rest will fall into place. Want to say welcome, new on YouTube, Yolanda. Thank you for any donations that are coming in, everybody, but out of my peripheral, I am grabbing onto some. I do appreciate you very much. Those of you that are tuning in late, please give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment, subscribe. Questions now. All right, let's move on to another one. We have coming from Yolanda. Any business opportunities in the near future? You know, for you is something being laid at your feet, but it is going to let you go after it. And it's coming up within the next 2 months. So is that something is quietly put in front of you. When something is a little quiet, it could be overlooked. It seems like it's some authority laying it there. They're not trying to announce that it's laid out. mean that you need to stay online, that you need to check posts, you need to check bulletin boards, you need to keep checking, if jobs that you want, opportunities that you want are posted, speak, and then you go after them at that time. I do feel like between the week of the second month and the third month itself is where you're going to hit the biggest peak. Thank you so much, Susanna Cruz, for the donation. We are going to move on to another question. We have one coming in here from a Jessica Castro. Past life or lesson. I woke up emotional from where I had seen a village with a mountain drop back, covered as I was thinking home. I fell through the ice cold, and when I woke, I don't know if there's more to this or the story, but I get the gist of it. I don't need more to the story. Is it past life or is both? So when we have a past life flashback, and I do have a class up on the website called Tracks in Past Lives. We also have a lot of training in the psychic medium in past lives, and here on YouTube I have some free mini classes on it, so check it out. But I talk a lot about how we are triggered into receiving information about a past life that is pertinent to our life right now. So you are sharing Jessica Castro now, but you were sharing with who you were then. And the coming up now is because you're ready to process, whether it be unfinished business, relationship issues, karmic contracts, lessons in growth, work. It is typically in this case, obviously, it's going to be a lot about healing, a lot about letting go of that trauma. It's going to be about transmuting that negativity, that toxic fear from that incident into something more positive. And sometimes we say, how can I feel good about falling through the ice and, maybe drowning? What good can come of this? Well, we have to remember that we fill out our contract. You chose that. And so there's a purpose to it. And find out what that is. I would sit with your Akashic Record guide, and I would ask to see more information that can help you to heal. Do a ceremony, make peace with it. It's time to alchemize and move on. All right, we have another question coming in here from Expressions 188, 6188, something like that. Hello, I recently found myself in a bad position, and I've been very lost as of late spiritually and in life. I generally comes to mind in regards to me. Okay, so she wants like a general reading. She's in a bad position and feeling lost. What I'm feeling with you, I've overlooked some red flags. I think that you have received a lot. There were changes that need to be made in your life, and you may postpone them. You may have said, well, I'm afraid, or the outcome is going to be, or I don't want to take a step in blind faith, or I don't want to work toward this thing. So you left things for a little bit too long. This may have happened in work and career finance. This may have also happened in relationship dynamics. When we leave things alone for longer, but I always say you don't want to be the last one to leave the party. All right. You got to get out early. When spirit tells you something you need to do, the universe has alerted you to a change that you need to make. You need to listen to your heart, move faster. That is the big lesson here. This is an opportunity for you to make that once and for all. I feel like now you're on better track than you. So I understand you're in an uncomfortable situation. It may feel emotionally, mentally, though this is a growth spurt that you don't appreciate, but we are detaching what no longer belongs, and that is good. Okay, we're going to move on to the next. All right, we have another question here from a Susanna Cruz. Again, Susanna, thank you for the donation. Hi, Ivy. I was wondering messages from the other side for my aunt Chona, who recently passed away. Okay. When I'm going over here with her, she had a buildup of energy from here to like here. And she is so released. She said it was like putting down baggage or bags of bricks. And it makes me feel like she's gone back. It's like she's gone back in age. She's gone back in mentality. She's gone back in attitude, more youthful, rejuvenated time. She is giving you a white rose, which is healing. So you may be needing that at this time, an area of your life, but all this is symbolic. If there was not a proper goodbye between you and her, there was a lack of closure. We didn't get to meet up one last time, or she wasn't able to communicate her goodbyes. Give that out to anyone who needs that white rose. She's also red rose, which is a birthday or an anniversary right around this time. And she's talking about keep your heart locked when dealing with certain people and know when to give your heart. Never forgetting that if you do that, it's going to take from going to have to put back in as much as you gave out. Okay. She just wants you to remember that and know how she's blowing kisses. She's doing really well. She's happy where she is. We are going to on to another one here from, let's see, Fred on TikTok. Will I speak to Ellen again? I'm under the impression that Ellen is alive, so I'm assuming that you're referring to someone deceased. You should probably clarify that on a sort of ambiguous, a question like this. But will you speak to Ellen again? I feel like the communication between the two of you is not great. It feels like there are a lot of blocks and boundaries. I feel like some of them are her end. And so it's very possible that there won't be a lot of, I want to say that there's talk of 3. It could be 3 months. It could be both is more what I'm feeling. And this is really falling into a free zone. So when something falls there, it means it's up to her free as to whether or not the communication is going to continue. I would say as of today, there's a high likelihood that there will be one more communication, and then we'll see from how it's going to go. Okay. We have another question coming in here. Laura. Oh yeah, folks have said a big posse around me. I almost read that. I almost read that. Are they mostly family? All right. I'm going to get my mind out of the gutter. I'm super tired. Burnout, clearly. Okay. Do you have a lot of people around you in spirit? Yeah. I mean, I don't see that there's anyone around you. Here's what I have. Okay. When we don't have like spirit with us a lot, we probably in an okay place in life. And I feel like you're in a really good place. I feel like you don't need them on you in that way. Do you have a lot of spirits around? Yes. I would say that they come and they go, that there isn't a whole of attempts at this time at them trying to deliver messages to you and get you to a better place, so that's good. And I do think that while there are a lot of spirits around you that are family and ancestors, it also feels like there's something going on with your property and your house, so be attached in that way. But I feel spirits drawn to you in general, which is a sign a lot of mediumistic abilities. Okay, so check out the Psychic Mediumship course. What are you going to do? Is I don't know. You can ignore spirit to a degree, but if coming to you to deliver messages through you, it would be a really beautiful thing for you to give that out more. All right, we are going to move on to another question from a RVG. Working on leveling up and changing work, and I just is there another offer on the way? I just heard, and so I'm wondering if there's a place that you applied previous. I wonder if there's something still in the works that you would have did to, and it didn't work out, either the first time available. I'm under the impression that you were kind of waiting. We were waiting on an opening, basically. Is there another opportunity coming in? Yes, I feel that there are several opportunities. Some are better fits than others. It's up to your free will ultimately which one you choose. There could be as many as 5. And I think that what you really want to be looking at that high pay and what gives you the most opportunity to level up later on or use the position as leverage or networking for something bigger. You want to get out of all of this, and start doing more of your own thing. And so keep those in mind as you make your choice. I wouldn't be shocked if you settle on the second position. All right, we have an coming in here from Kristen Falk. What's in store for me next few days or months? Well, I try to do these readings in 3 minutes or less. Let's see. What's the question? Few days. Okay. What's coming up for her few days? Anything she should know about? I feel like you're going to be doing a lot of drive, whether it's commuting or running errands and things like this. I feel you on the go, but I don't necessarily have you paying a ton of attention, to what's going on around you, sort of looking at the big picture, very aware and in the moment. During those times in the car, you're going to be receiving a lot of you may have a lot of weird ear ringing, like a tinnitus, incessant, vibrating or pressure in the ears. This is psychic ability kick. There are messages coming in from your higher mind. Your guides also use that side, the right ear. I think that you may also be seeing some interesting things like birds. Now, when the birds are being used, especially by our guides, from the right to the left, we're talking backward. Now, we want to see movement always from the left to the right, that past into the future. And when we see something like right to left movement of the animals, it may be a call for you to go down and pay attention to anything you're working on right now. Dot your I's, cross your T's. If you have to reorganize, if you have to renegotiate, make sure you're doing that. I'll tell you, don't take crap from anyone. Okay, so take that into consideration. You're pretty blunt on that. But what I was seeing was, don't allow anyone to take advantage of you, but to sugarcoat it. Like, hey, sister, I love you, friend. Even a lover who tends to, dip into the cookie jar, but never put cookies in, it's sort of like you're forcing people to pay up. Okay, pay up, bring something, get out of here. All right. What else do we have coming in here? Moving on to the next. We have one on TikTok. Ivy, you helped me when spirits were waking me up. Why are my mom and dad always in my dreams? Okay, well, I would have to do dream analysis. You could submit dream analysis on my website at any time. I'm not able to say that it's all one thing or all another. This has happened at least 5 to 6 times. So there are different messages per person and in each situation. However, some of these are subconscious. You're creating them. They're not always only there for like 2 or 3 of these. And I think that part of the reason you're subconsciously dreams with your parents is because you're looking for guidance from them. You're looking for that level of support that you really wish you were able to get from somewhere else in the world. And I like it's one of these opportunities for you to just sort of grow up. I am my own support. I am here to give love to myself. I am my own parent. I am capable of doing this. Okay. Let's move on to another one coming from Dora on TikTok. I want to know why my mom, Flora, who passed away years ago, doesn't come to visit me. She does come to visit you. You don't know the language. And I'm not, pointing, blame. We had colonization, the patriarchy, Catholicism, capitalism, stole it. Okay, so that's why is to educate you on the language. If you don't know the language, you're not going to know what they're saying. That doesn't mean they didn't show up. You didn't show up because here they're trying and you don't know how to receive. You don't know how to reciprocate. Then we don't have a back and forth. Think of it like communication human being, right? If you don't communicate, if you don't create a level of intimacy and depth, the other person will fall off, or you would choose to back off. And so that is here, but there is also this sense of her trying to come many different ways, and you're really not catching any of them. So she's putting in a ton of effort beyond the call of duty. You gotta learn the language. I would say that the easiest way you're going to recognize that she came to you is through your dreams, because she is actually quite good at visit dreams, authentic visit dreams. Her mouth does not move when she. It's all telepathic. They're brief encounters. They're very nurturing and helpful. But dreams, you have to start trying to remember your dreams. You also have some blocked dreaming class up on the website. You have to remove that block to be able to recall these things. You have a few different going on in the area of blocks that are preventing this communication. She's there a lot. She loves you very much. All right, we're going to move on to another one coming in. Again, if you guys are tuning in late, please give this video a thumbs up. Donations are appreciated. Subscribe your question. All right, we have from Fulmic42 on TikTok. Go back to my old career. I heard no, that this is like going back to an ex. That's an oddly specific comparison. Okay, so what does this mean? First of all, there were some toxic energies there that really feed your soul. It wasn't really feeding your growth and development. I think you keep going back because it's easier to go back than to go forward and totally recreate from the bottom up. You have a strong foundation to build on. So this is really an opportunity for you to be looking at your life and saying, what am I supposed to do? That is going to help to level up at this time, but continue on a path that's going to be nurturing, meaningful. And that old career didn't really provide that. Reasons you keep treading water on this issue is because you didn't know then as you know now, and you keep feeling like there's unfinished business for some reason, like maybe you could have gotten of it. And I feel like, do you really believe that? You know, get what the comparison is. So sometimes when we leave a toxic relationship, right, or just something that's broken, toxic, maybe it just ended, you know, it needed to end, whatever it is. Sometimes when we are for somebody that is comfortable, we think maybe there's something more there. I can revisit that. No. Okay. All right. We're going to move on to another question coming from a Kunu S. Good evening, Ivy. Wondering about my dad's relationship with me, my mom, and sister. Will things get better and him? You know, I really don't feel like he is very motivated to make things any better. Because he isn't motivated to make things any better, they really should not get better, because it is like your mom is overreaching, you know, maybe your sister is overreaching, or I see a sibling. Yeah, I guess that would be your sister, right? It's sort of crossing that line. When we deal with other people, we are supposed to energy and then see if they reciprocate back. Okay. I always talk about in love. It's sort of like playing a ping, hit the ball over. They're supposed to hit the ball back. You hit the ball over. If they let the ball table, you don't say, pick it up, play with me, or get out a new ball and try going again. No, absolutely not. And this is the same rule applying to any relationship. And if he doesn't want to play ball, he doesn't have to play ball. But you have to take responsibility for the amount. Make sure that you are not crossing over that boundary line and to force something. I don't think your mom and sister completely understand this. Parts of you that don't completely understand this. Everybody's working on that balance right now. The most important thing is that you don't focus so much on the outcome, saying, I will be fulfilled or happy when our relationship improved, but instead you focus on the lesson and mastering the skill, boundary setting and detachment. Okay, that's the bigger picture here. This is just the platform with which. All right, we have another question coming in here from a Mary on TikTok. is now a good time to buy equipment for my spa business? I feel like it is. And when they were showing me all of the equipment, I wasn't with either the prices or the time frame for it to come in. I don't know if I'm talking about inflation or what's happening. I saw a lot of problems. That doesn't the fact that it's the right time. So my interpretation of this is that you're overlook all of that. Every now and again in life, everything is sort of stacked up against us, seemingly, and you are being called to take a step out in blind faith, and you're supposed to do. So yes, I do feel like it's time for you to get started. It's also interesting to me that you become like Stephen, or it all ends up sort of paying off when you get a jump start in your business ahead of other potential competitors, and they simply up speed. So you're gaining a 2-year go ahead, like jump on this, and it's not going to make sense now, but it will in 2 years. Interesting. They just don't have a prayer. All right, so we have another one coming in here from Z Richardson. Ivy, will I get my Instagram account back? It's my art and all my, or do I need to start over? I feel like you may actually get it, but I also feel like you're supposed to start over. So there's account that you've been debating on doing. I also see more videos. So if you were planning on doing TikToks, 10-second reels, shorts, YouTube, whatever it is, I think that's where you're being pushed. And I'm not saying you up on the old account. I'm just saying there's sort of a whole separate account that is for original account, and that's the bigger story here. That's the big push. It's shoving you in. You know what? And it's good to have two anyways. Okay. So you're like, let me just do this. So forbid, should this ever happen again? You know what I mean? You've got a backup plan. This is why this happened, is for you to create this other thing. Okay. All right. We're going to move to a question here from a Julie Reynolds. During a meditation on a journey, I opened a door and met 2 elderly women. The first set her book down and said, "Oh, we're expecting you, but early." Any insights on the meaning of this? Well, a book is always going to represent research, education, learning, an opportunity to communicate. Also, that you want to communicate. It could also be reading on something similar that you want to communicate, right? So on more skill sets about what it is that you ultimately want to do. I feel like this was of your higher mind that you sort of orchestrated into this character actually talking to you. And I think that you do have a lot more to say, or we could say publish. There's a lot more that you want to speak to the public. And this could come through social media posts, podcasts, literal, just in general conversation. This could come by giving healings or readings. People, you have been taking that more and more seriously. You don't feel confident yet. You still have research to do. You still have reading to do. You have notes, training that you want to get invested in. And so you're a little early to the party. It doesn't mean that you aren't ready to get it. Okay, so start letting it out. All right, we have another one coming in. Lauren C. Hi, Ivy. I was wondering if you could tell me which med weighing heavier on me, Klonopin or progesterone. Med is weighing heavier on me. I don't know what you mean by that exactly. I can just tell you progesterone is sticking out here, okay, like a sore thumb. So if I'm just going to tell you what I'm getting, okay, and I can't prescribe a diagnosis, but when I go with the progesterone, I'm feeling like almost like anxious, and then I'm feeling heavy. So that's a weird combination, to feel heavy in certain parts, especially the lower region of the body. This could be affecting you in the stomach, the intestine, abduction, possibly screwing up something like cycle, making you prone to, again, diagnose, but almost things like cysts. I think that what is important for you to do is more research in to the side effects. I think that being a little aware and hyper vigilant on Googling everything, and I often say, you don't want to fall down rabbit holes you don't need to be falling down, and you don't want to create self-fulfilling prophecies, but things are out of whack, so it's going to counteract it. I think that falling down those rabbit holes give you more insight into what's going on. Other people have had similar experiences, but you need to stick on focusing right now for research on just one. Okay. I also feel like I'm supposed to tell you, look at the comment sections. Some research on something, or decide to dive in deep. I will, instead of watching the main video, I'll go down to the comments of other people and I track things that are there and then my answers. Okay. Not with those keywords and the first things that pop up. I'm going to move on to another question. Oh, we are at time already. You guys can book a reading with me, Ivy Rivera, psychicmedium.com. You can do that over the phone or in person with me, virtual or otherwise. You could also do that on. See you guys back here next week on Tuesday, 8 Eastern, for our bi-weekly mini class. That's going to be November 15th. The topic is make more abundance, okay, do less. All right, very good. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you so much for as well. Have a great week.